welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new to my channel, thank you so much for hopping on. Just so you know a little bit about me, my name is Jess and I do post videos every single Monday revolving around health and wellness. So if that's what you're looking for, don't forget to subscribe, turn on those notifications so you don't miss when future videos do come out, and give this one a thumbs up. It does support my channel so much, it helps me to make more videos. Thank you guys. Further ado, let's dive on today's topic. I am so excited for this video because today we are talking about food. And not only do I just love food, food is just so good, but also this is a topic that really resonates with me. It's something I really struggled with and I think a lot of people do, and that is having a healthy relationship with food and with eating. So today we're gonna talk about what that really means and some tips on how we can do this. Personally, I believe that means that food does not consume you, it does not control your day, it's not on your mind 24/7, and food's not thought about more than your actual well-being and yourself. That's when you're actually having a healthy relationship with food, that you're using it as fuel, you're using it as it's supposed to, but it's not consuming you and controlling you. Now, personally, I think that's a lot easier said than done. I don't think that's the easiest task. So that's why I'm making this video today, to give you guys my best tips on how we can do this and have that relationship with food, because it honestly just makes life so much more enjoyable. But it can be so confusing because you don't know what to eat, when to eat, all of this stuff that's out there, diets, and it ends up consuming our lives and makes it not that enjoyable. Today we're gonna break down what we can do to actually obtain that healthy relationship with food where we enjoy it and it's wonderful, but it doesn't consume us and it doesn't control us. All right, last thing before we do jump into those tips, I wanna share with you guys my personal experience. I want this channel to be really open and honest with you guys. Just me talking with you guys and showing I am nowhere near perfect and this is not something I excel in, but it is something I've improved in, because back in the day, Jessica used to have a serious binging problem. And what binging is pretty much just like eating till you can't eat anymore. And I would do this on the foods that I would restrict in. So for example, sometimes I would cut out sugar or foods like cereal, which is my addiction. Honestly, that's one of my favorite things that my stomach also hates and I can't limit myself on. So what my issue was is I would tell myself I can't have it, and then the few times I would tell myself that I can have it or I would accidentally eat it, I would eat so much to the point I was sick. And then not only was I sick physically, but I'd get super mad at myself mentally. So that's the problem with having an unhealthy relationship with food. It doesn't only hurt you physically, but it also hurts you mentally, and it's just really an evil cycle. But food really is supposed to be something we enjoy, and it's not supposed to control our lives. My relationship has definitely got better. It's not perfect, but I'm gonna share with you guys my tips on how I got a better relationship with food with my binging. But if it's not binging for you, just a healthy relationship in food in general, these tips should help you guys. So let's jump into it. Tip number one is to improve your food talk. And that might sound kind of funny. I just kind of came up with that as a little saying to remember. But a lot of people's issue is talking negatively towards food and having negative thoughts and saying towards food. That's saying things like, I've already had one, so I might as well eat the whole bag. Or I'm only gonna eat this today, I'm never gonna have it again. So then you eat a bunch of it. Or saying you're gonna have a cheat day. Or labeling foods as strictly good foods and strictly bad foods. If you personally have said any of these or are currently saying any of these, it kind of indicate that you don't have a healthy relationship with eating and with food. And I'm not saying that to call you guys out, because personally I've said all of these multiple times, I'm gonna be honest, and I still do it to this day. That's something I am working on. But I've noticed when I shift my talk to a positive food talk, saying that I'm gonna eat these foods that make me feel my best, that taste good, and that fuel my body, it really helps my relationship overall with food than being scared of it, feeling like I can only have certain foods or overindulging. My example for this is having healthy desserts. I have a sweet tooth. A lot of times I want dessert. And so I do eat dessert every single night, but I don't eat dessert in the sense of brownies, ice cream, cookies every single night. I have Greek yogurt with honey and fruit, or I have a protein smoothie that tastes like chocolate. These foods that actually satisfy my sweet tooth craving, but actually make my body feel really good and actually contribute to my protein intake, which is awesome. This has really helped my relationship with food, knowing that I can still have these foods that taste so good, that satisfy me, that make me really happy, but then also make my body feel really good and fuel my body overall. Moving right along to tip number two, and that is to not restrict and diet. From a lot of things I've read, I've listened to podcasts, and from my personal experience, Most of the time when people do restrict and diet, they actually have a really unhealthy relationship with food, and that's because it only lasts temporarily. You diet for 2 weeks and then you just revert back to your old ways. And you also just have this approach on food that it's constantly on your mind, which again is not healthy. That's not the point. You should be thinking of yourself, your well-being, over food throughout the day. So what I like to really follow is what we call the 80-20 rule, and that means eating 80% of your diet of healthy whole foods that make you feel good and fill your body, and then 20% not as healthy whole foods, fun foods as I like to call them, but things that help you be happy and help to have an overall healthy relationship with food and just like a happy lifestyle. It's a lot more realistic to have a healthy relationship with food and a long-term lifestyle versus dieting and restricting that only usually takes place for a few weeks or a few months at a time, and then we always revert back to our old ways. So don't restrict, don't diet. Fill your diet with 80% of healthy whole foods, 20% of those things that you really enjoy, and then you will have this healthy relationship with food because you don't feel like you can never have these foods again. That's the issue with restricting, is like, I feel like I can never have these foods again. You have this bad approach on food, but if you allow yourself to have it here and there, you don't have to think about it because you do get to have those things that you truly enjoy. Piggybacking off of that, we're gonna jump into tip number 3, and that's allowing yourself to have foods that actually satisfy you. This means eating intuitively, listening to our intuition and thinking about what really makes us feel good and what really sounds good, and also eating when we're hungry. So a lot of times we just want to eat. We eat when we're bored, we eat when we're emotional. That's nothing I do is eat when I'm stressed out. But if we really listen to our intuition, we sit and think, are we really hungry? What really sounds good and what's going to fuel my body? Just slow that process down, and then you can eat what actually is going to satisfy you overall. My best approach for that, to make it nice and simple, is eat what tastes good and makes you feel good. Both of those things are so important. Tip number 4 is something that has actually really helped me with my relationship with eating and with food, and that is to remembering that there's always tomorrow. I don't have to eat everything I see today, because I will see it again tomorrow and I can have it tomorrow. I'm very blessed where I'm at and having the ability to have food on my table every single day, and I don't take that for granted. But that's something that has really helped my relationship, is knowing that I don't have to eat everything today. There's tomorrow, and there's the next day, and there's the next day, and I'm gonna eat and have food those days as well. I think one of the issues is when like a lot of food sounds good to you and you don't know what you want, you end up eating it all. Maybe that's what's happening. Maybe it's that time of the month and I want to eat like 5 things. Maybe I eat 2 of them and I'm like, I really want to have those 2 things. I'm going to have those tomorrow. And then I don't overindulge and I don't have too much that single day. So just remember, there's always tomorrow. Tip number 5 is to find another outlet. And what that means is, if you are one of those people who turn to food when you're in an emotional state or when you're stressed, and that's your outlet to make yourself feel better, find yourself some other kind of outlet that is healthy. Maybe you're stressed out and the first thing on your mind is food, and then you remember, okay, I'm not gonna eat. I'm honestly, intuitively, I'm not that hungry. I'm gonna go out and go for a walk to distract myself. Or maybe this is the time you do some kind of self-care. Girls, maybe we put on a face mask, take a bath, maybe, like I said, go for a walk, go work out, watch a movie. It doesn't have to be active, but do something that takes you away from food, so food is not your outlet to when you are stressed. Life is stressful. No matter what you're doing, no matter what it is, we're gonna go through these periods, and you don't want food to be the thing that you have to turn to do that. So to have a healthy relationship with food, food is not your outlet. Find a healthy outlet, something you really enjoy that takes you away from your stresses, away from your emotional state, and that way you can just enjoy food and not have that control you. My final tip, and tip number 6, is to find an accountability partner. Going through this and trying to heal your relationship with eating and food is not easy, and you shouldn't have to do it alone. If you guys want to ever use me, please do. But if there's someone else you're more comfortable with, that is so great and so awesome. Find somebody you can share what is going on in your life with, and that way they can help you to stay on track and help motivate you to change and to be better, so you can heal this relationship with eating and with food. For example, find somebody you can open up to and say, hey, I've been really struggling emotional eating, or I've been really struggling binge eating. Maybe yours is the opposite. Maybe you don't want to eat because you're so afraid of gaining weight. So find someone you can open up to, share these things with, tell them your goals and what you want to do to get better so they can hold you accountable. So for example, if you're struggling with binge eating, let somebody know that so when they see you eating that food that you typically binge on, they say, hey, have one and then maybe you can have some more tomorrow. If you're struggling eating, you're so scared of gaining weight, have somebody that sends you a text and say, hey, it's lunchtime, grab yourself a sandwich or whatever it may be. So find that person that you can have that will help hold you accountable, that cares about you, that you're comfortable with. Like I said, I'm happy to be there to help any of you guys. This is not easy. You shouldn't have to do it alone, and we're all going to get better and grow it together. So that is all I have for you today. I hope this helped you guys. I just want to share with you guys things that has really helped me and improved my relationship with eating and with food, because food should be enjoyable and it should not control our lives. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. It supports me so much. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on those notifications because I do post videos every single Monday. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Bye.